Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our 2017 California Wrestling Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Joe Faria. His presenter is his wife, Mrs. Marion Faria. Joe Faria started wrestling as a junior at Chowchilla High School. He was a two-time league champion and undefeated in both of those seasons. Joe was also a three-time letterman at Cal Poly, where he received a football scholarship, and he wrestled to where he took third in conference as a senior. This was the same season that Cal Poly won its first NC2A Division II championship. As a coach at Exeter High School, Joe's teams won many titles. He coached 51 Central Section placers with 4 state placers, including a champion. Joe then went on to coach at Clovis West High School, where he became the head coach in 1987. His team won the state championship in 1989. Ladies and gentlemen, inducted into the 2017 California Wrestling Hall of Fame, Mr. Joe Faria.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Lennis found out, Lennis Cowell, that I was going to be inducted, I guess. So a few weeks ago he called me. He said, don't get up there and talk for 30 minutes about yourself, because I won't be able to stand it. But he says, but you can talk for 30 minutes if you talk about me. And then he says, oh, by the way, do you have a bed for me when I come over and stay? Anyway, it is a great honor for me to be inducted with all these inductees. Drew and I, we battled in the same conference. We had some great wrestling matches. I too want to thank my family, my friends, and there's some of my wrestlers here from Exeter, from Clovis West, and I do appreciate your effort to come here tonight to honor me. I'd like to thank my family, my son who gathered this information for me, because I couldn't remember it. It gets so bad that I'm getting so old that Len told me, he said, you got 5 minutes, and then he sent me an email. A few days later, he said, no, you got 4, because at your age, it'll take you a minute to get to the podium. So, yeah, but I was very fortunate to wrestle in high school because a football teammate said, you need to come out. I did go to Cal Poly, wrestled my last year. I tore my knee up in football pretty bad. I was able, maybe it was Lennis, taught me. I went out and placed and was able to go to the national tournament, and we won the national, so it was a great honor, and I was just glad to be a part of that team. And actually, coming from Chowchilla, it was the first time I'd ever been on an airplane, so that was exciting too. Actually, when I went to Cal Poly, it's the first time I'd ever been out of Chowchilla. But anyway, I have a lot to be thankful for. I had some great mentors that showed me the way. Lennis and I went to college. We didn't know what credits were. We were blessed we got in. Finally, we figured out credits, all this stuff. And thank God we figured it out before we flunked out. But I would like to thank my college coach. Coach Hitchcock is not here. He taught me a lot of skills that I was able to share with a lot of athletes when I left Cal Poly. I also would like to thank my wife. We have been through so many ups and downs. I have come home some nights when I've lost, during the state run, we lost a couple kids in one day, in PE, one in practice, and she thought something happened. And she's been there through the tough times, the happy times. She's been by my side, and she's put up with this, and I'm so grateful for her. I started out in high school, a football coach my junior year, Dick Manini, I'll never forget. He mentioned college. What's that? My family comes from a farm in Chowchilla. We didn't, you know. So, and he was a Cal Poly graduate. And he put the bug, and my mother just kept saying, you got to get out of here. Go to school. Go to college. So I wound up at Cal Poly, and from there it was Coach Hitchcock, it was Sheldon Harden. My football coach is also in this hall. And then it was Dr. Mott who got me into teaching, and the rest is history. And I'm grateful for all these men, because I wouldn't be standing here if I hadn't started wrestling my junior year, if I hadn't gone out there for wrestling my last year and competed. There's just a lot of breaks you get, and it isn't about me, and I will assure you that. It's never been. I learned that from Dr. Buchanan. It's about the kids. And these kids here that are here, they were just wonderful. I had nothing but great kids at Exeter High School, great kids at Clovis West, and I really appreciate the kids. Anyway, I'm going to close this thing now. Somebody's standing behind me. And I watched him wrestle in high school. He's pretty darn tough. Okay. This is for coaches and young coaches. And my cousin sent this to me, and she says, Butch, they call me Butch too, the family. But she says, this is you. And what I wanted to is read this piece. One day you will be old and gray. And as you reflect on your years of coaching, there will be names you remember and names you won't. There will be faces that stand out and others that do not jar your memory. There will be so many you stood before that there's no possible way to remember them all. But know this, they will remember you. They will remember you and how you treated them, how you inspired them, how you helped them, and the difference you made in your life. So young coaches, do it well. I thank you for allowing me to share this evening with you, and I hope you have a good evening. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mr. Joe Faria.